It's October 19th, 2010, and welcome to a very special edition of Sports by Jack, namely because I have to go again. So, I'm going to talk about concussions in sports, and particularly want to highlight the NFL right now because that's what's current and that's what's going on. Now, if you remember earlier this year, Kevin Kolb of the Philadelphia Eagles missed a few weeks with a concussion, and in the same game, his teammate, whose name slips my mind right now, also was stumbling all over the field, and the medical staff didn't even notice that he had a concussion. And, he probably ended up playing the next week later. Now, fast forward to this week, and the Eagles have had troubles with concussions again. Deshaun Jackson getting nailed by Donta Robinson, or whatever his name is, looked like a car crash. They're saying it's a severe concussion, and now they're saying he's likely out against the Titans next week. Now, I don't know about you, but if someone has a severe concussion, it shouldn't be likely that they're out next week. It should be, this guy is definitely out for this week, and he's probably out for 2 or 3 more weeks for further evaluation. Now, this is getting kind of crazy, somebody having a severe concussion and possibly playing in 2 weeks. Like, the cumulative effects of a concussion can ruin your entire life. And these players just get treated like commodities, like they have to get out there and play. It's not like the Eagles can't win without Deshaun Jackson. I mean, I know he's a great player. He's probably one of the best receivers in the NFL, top 10 easily. But the fact of the matter is, you cannot have a guy playing the next week after a concussion, and there should be a general rule that these guys don't play. You look at Aaron Rodgers coming back after having a concussion. Jay Cutler missing 1 game after a concussion. This is not something where players can just quickly recover, especially a guy who's had multiple concussions over his career like Jay Cutler. He's probably had 4 or 5 documented concussions over the course of his life. Then you look at other sports like hockey, where you see a guy miss a few weeks for a concussion, like Patrice Bergeron, for example, missed an entire year. Eric Lindros and Brett Lindros, they had their careers cut short by concussions, and it seems to happen a lot more in other sports where if a guy gets a concussion, he actually misses a considerable amount of time. Yet in the NFL, when 1 week is only going to cost you 1 game, it seems to be a much bigger deal for a guy to miss a week. Now, I understand they only play 16 games a year, but I obviously think that the policy protecting guys needs to be there, needs to be strict, and needs to be definite. Protecting your brain is the most important thing you can do in sports. So I definitely think the league needs to step up. Now, my second thing to talk about regarding this is James Harrison, who commented after Sunday's game against Cleveland that he's out to hurt guys. He says he's not out to injure guys and leave them out permanently, but he doesn't mind if a guy misses a few snaps or a game because he hit him hard. Now, this is after he did 2 big hits against Mohamed Massaquoi and another Cleveland Browns guy who slips my mind in the same game. Oh, Josh Cribbs, that's who it is. So you had these 2 guys missing the rest of the game, with James Harrison knocking them both out and then saying that he's out to hurt guys. It's a physical position that he plays. He's supposed to hit guys hard, but I think that's also wrong, and it brings up a good second point about respect among players. Now, just because players have their heads down or they're crossing through the middle or whatever it may be in either hockey or NFL, usually that's when those 2 situations are most common, it doesn't mean that you can absolutely kill a guy. There has to be some general form of respect for one another, even though you're playing in, the biggest games of your career or for big money or whatever your reasons for playing are. You don't want to be the guy that ends a guy's life or changes his life completely over a game. And you know what? You're brothers when it comes to your players association meetings and all your, CBA struggles, the ones that just passed in the NHL and the ones that are coming in the NFL. These guys got to stick together, and then they go out there on the field and kill each other. Anyway, that's my story for today. It's been Sports by Jack for October 19th, and if you're not watching this, then you don't know jack about sports, baby. So tell me, guys, what do you think about concussions in sports? Are leagues like the NFL and NHL doing enough to protect their players? And are players sitting out long enough from these concussions? Let me know what you think in the comments section below, and I'll see you guys next time.